Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be reading from Deuteronomy 28 and 7. And basically we'll be talking about how God will protect you from your enemies. So we're going to go ahead and get started and read from Deuteronomy 28 and 7. It says, "The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways." Before I want to get started, I want to tell you a little bit of things why I created this video. The reason I created this is because I want people who are going through the same situations I am right now, so they can be comforted. Basically, I'm going through a couple of things right now. I was at a shelter, basically, and the shelters for people who have felonies, criminal backgrounds, basically, or it's just, lost their homes in any particular way. And I was basically getting some coffee, basically, and I looked behind me. They've been talking about killing and fighting way before any altercations took place. But basically, I went to go grab my coffee. He wanted to know who I was looking at while cussing at me. I told him I had constitutional rights, basically. And this guy basically told me I don't care. And I told him, I said, well, you're trying to intimidate me, you're trying to scare me. And basically he went on to say that how he was going to threaten me, like, I'm going to actually fight you outside, wait till you leave the building, basically. And at this time, I didn't see anything that I've done wrong. There's nothing that I've done to this guy, basically. And I felt like the staff members who was in the shelter, in New Direction Shelter in Myrtle Beach, they could have stopped this. They could have prevented this by saying, hey, look, this sort of language is not tolerated here. You're threatening people within our facility. You need to leave. The staff members basically made a joke out of it and thought it was funny. It wasn't until I reacted on the situation, which I could have dealt with that differently. But basically, this is not the first time I had people coming up to me at Associated Charities in Myrtle Beach, making gun gestures towards my stomach like they wanted to shoot me. I had people come out and tell me, F me at the neighborhood Walmart without reason. I had people trying to run into me with their cars, and they'll get out and say, I would say, hey, look, why are you trying to hit my car for? Oh, you mad because I'm trying to hit your car? Well, I can do whatever I want. So basically, this is, you go into the Coastal RTA bus station, basically, and, you start throwing stuff. And the first thing they say is, I want to kill somebody. This is what they say. This is how they talk. And, being around these people can actually change you in a way, because these are people who have no sense of thought, basically. There's another situation where I'm at the Coastal RTA and someone comes up and pushed me out of nowhere. And no comments have I said. I had enough to file charges and decided not to file any charges, basically, on the individual who assaulted me before hitting me in my mouth, basically. I feel like I have came a long way in my attitude. I have came a long way, and I have gotten better, a lot better. I'm not perfect. Any Christian who tell you that they don't react under certain situations is kind of fibbing. I've seen a Christian family who go to the First Baptist Church in Myrtle Beach. Her name is Rachel Money, basically. And on her Facebook page, she's basically engaging in people, basically cussing on Facebook. And I don't know what it has something to do with her mom, but that's her particular business. But basically, she reacted. Basically, I've seen people react on certain situations, and we are Christians. We're not perfect. We're going to react from time to time. It happens to the most of us. We get into altercations, we get into brawls just like anyone else. But we learn from them, and we basically get back on track and keep going, learn from those situations and basically mistakes, basically, and try to make things better. But basically, we have, I know this guy named Ray Todd, who goes to the First Baptist Church. Basically, I think he dealt with the situation pretty well. You go up to a particular place, and he just ran over his glasses, basically. They saw it, basically, is what he told me, and they just drove over his glasses for no particular reason at all, and saw him trying to get it, but ran over it anyway, basically. It's a story he told me. But the whole reason of me telling you this is basically they're enemies, basically, and they are out here to harm you physically, mentally, spiritually, basically, and it's basically an attack, basically. And our job is to pray for them so that they can be safe. And we react sometimes, and sometimes we may not react. And we're human. We fall. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. We fall on several occasions. But you know, God will protect us. Maybe not in this life. Maybe the next life to come. But when God comes back, basically, He would destroy those who come against us. If you can see what David and Goliath, when Goliath came against David, what happened? God totally annihilated, worked through David and annihilated Goliath and took out Goliath. He was an enemy of David. We can see where the Egyptians was totally annihilated when they were going against the Israelites and trying to follow them into the sea, and the water covered the enemies, basically. God watched over the Israelites, basically. We can see even Jesus in his particular day. We can see where people were trying to attack and kill Jesus at a particular time, and basically he was protected. Basically, even in death, God raised him up in glory. So he was pretty much raised from the dead in glory, and even in death, there's glory. So they're not God. Protected, and even those who pierced him, he says, you will see me coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And so even after death, if nothing takes place in this day, you don't see any justice in this day, God will hold them accountable when he returns, basically, and they will see him coming on the clouds of heaven, even those who pierced him. And so there's times where you're going to react. It's common, but we are living in a world basically where we're living in a time basically where you're going to see these things come, and I advise you, if you are going to go to a shelter, keep in mind that shelters are for people who have felonies, for people who have criminal backgrounds of assault and batteries, and basically you have to understand, basically, I will go to somewhere like Planet Fitness, or go somewhere where you can pay for a monthly fee to take your shower, and if you're going to go to other places as well, be cautious where you're going, basically, but God will take care of you, whether in this life or the next life to come. But don't ever feel like you've done something wrong. You're not perfect. We all fall short of the glory of God, but keep going, keep fighting a good fight, and don't let your enemies let you keep you down. God, I appreciate you for stopping by my channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.